What's up? Welcome back. I'm John Stark from MacTheMovieGuy.com, your favorite blind film critic. And today, I'm going to tackle World Breaker. The Breaker of Worlds. No, it's just World Breaker. Which, if I didn't tell you anything about it, you'd be like, what is this? What is a World Breaker, sir? You would come to me, tears in your eyes, and say, Sir, what is a World Breaker? And if I didn't know it was a film, I would say, well, judging the current political landscape, I would say we have one. But it's a Mila Jovovich movie that she doesn't star in. It's um, Mila Jovovich, Luke Evans, and Billy B- Boyett. I don't know how to pronounce her last name. There's a youth actor here that's involved in the film, and it is a sci-fi survival horror movie. Feel like that's about right. In the beginning, uh, I don't fully remember the origin story, but in the beginning, somehow there were these creatures, and they got into the earth, and then the earth cracks open, and aliens, creature things come crawling out of it and start attacking, and the humans do what they do and they fight back. But the creatures, they have this magnetic power to them that makes them able to they can easily sort of get men to become, them. So women end up becoming, this is a girl boss movie. I just, oh, somewhere out there, a conservative critic just had a mild little, sorry, skipped a beat. Um, it's still got Luke Evans, though. I mean, he's all over this movie. Luke Evans is, I mean, the little girl's the star, and it's about her dad sort of training her and getting her ready, just in case. It reminded me a lot of, and I can't think of the name of the film, and I can't even remember who's in it, but there was a film, and I know there was, where there was like a girl and her dad, and they were living out in the woods. And I remember being good. I don't remember anything else about it. It was in modern day, and uh, it reminded me of that, where dad was like training the girl, and then people came in and they were like, "Oh no, you're not supposed to be living in the woods." um, it reminded me of that, except for there's nobody who's gonna come in here and say, "No, no, don't live in the woods." Um, and yeah, so she's training up. Mila Jovovich plays the mother, but for reasons, she's not the lead of the film. Luke Evans is. I'm not spoiling anything. I'm just gonna tell you for reasons. Um, and he's imparting as much knowledge upon his daughter as he can to get her ready for whatever may be down the road, because God knows I may need to fight more aliens. There's an alien battle sequence in here that was tough to follow without audio description. Actually, most of that is tough to follow without audio description, but I really like the father-daughter stuff. Like, that was nice. Luke Evans is really good here, and I feel like nobody ever gives him anything. We have too many actors and people don't know what to do with them. And we get some really talented actors who just don't get good movies offered to them anymore. They just get slid into, B, C, D level films, and they don't get an opportunity to really anchor things or star in things, and or they're, I don't know, maybe they're just incapable of reading good scripts. I don't know. Um, but yeah, Luke Evans is a solid ass actor, and he, I think he's great here. And I like the little girl. I think, well, she's not that old. She's like, how old is she? Um, she's not like a full on. She's not one of those like teenagers that's actually being played by like a 20 something. It doesn't feel like that. It feels like she's probably about 14 or 15, 13, 14, 15, somewhere around in there. Um, so she's getting older, but she still has room to grow. Um, and yeah, it's set in a dystopian hellscape. Uh, that's dark and bleak and no hope. There's no hope for anyone, and the only thing he can do is give her as much knowledge as possible in case he becomes one of the bad people and she needs to defend herself. He's managed to avoid it thus far. They moved to like an island, which is one of the reasons. This is one of those movies too where they escape the thing by moving to an island, and then like the thing doesn't reach them because they're on an island. But then, but then, doesn't it always find a way to get to the island? No matter where you are, whatever movie, whatever franchise, Quiet Place, Walking Dead, like whatever franchise, anytime they've ever tried to go to an island, they're like, oh, we're safe. I'm like, for now. Because if you were safe forever, the series would end. This would be like the least interesting franchise. A Quiet Place 5. It's actually really quiet here. And it's not because we're hiding from the aliens, it's just peaceful. Just chill on the island. We've completely hidden from these creatures. They can't get to us. Nobody would watch that movie. They'd be like, what is this? Um, but yeah, but there's enough time. It does kind of feel like pacing is a little bit of an issue for a film with this runtime. I wasn't paying attention to the runtime, and I would have guessed the film was longer than it was. So if I had to criticize something, I'm not really missing the Mila Jovovich of it all because she's not that great of an actress and never really has been. She's fine. I don't mind her acting, and this totally feels like the kind of film that she would have, but it's not like I was missing her, you know, prowess like her. Like, oh my god, where are my great Mila Jovovich monologues? Um, you know, I think last year I saw her in the Lost Lands. Eh, and these feel like the kind of movies that she would say yes to. I'm just kind of lamenting the fact that Luke Evans is here. Although I don't want to be too hard on it because I think the girl's good and I want her to find more roles. So I want people to see Worldbreaker because she deserves to be cast. We've had a lot of really excellent, we had a lot of great child actors last year, and she's a great start to the year as well. I don't know, I'm mixed in this film. It doesn't have audio description, but it seems to be coming from a company I've never heard of before, so I don't know. It doesn't feel like the kind of film that was going to have audio description, and they have been pretty committed to screening this way in advance. Like, I got it a while ago, and I've been sitting on it trying to figure out, do I go fresh? Do I go negative? Because there's stuff about it that I like, there's stuff about it that I didn't like. It's like there's a movie, if I cut it in half, there's a movie that I love, and it's the father-daughter stuff because it reminds me of other movies. It reminds me of a movie that I can't even think of who was in it or what title it was, but I know it exists. And if you know what movie it is, drop it in the comment if you know what I'm talking about. I just remember it was a survivalist. I want to say it's Ben Foster, but that's only because I can totally picture Ben Foster being like in a survivalist type of movie. I don't know what that says about Ben Foster anymore in his career. But I can picture him being in it. Um, it reminds me of that. And so all of that stuff is great. Like that stuff is fresh. Minya is like even, you know what I'm saying? Like she makes like no impact on the film negatively or positively for me. The stuff that she has with the girl, with anybody else in the film is just like, okay, well, that was fine. It didn't sway me one way or the other. But then there's these like alien attack sequences, and as a blind person, I'm like, fuck, damn it. I've heard that they don't look great. I've heard the film side of people I've heard some compliments towards the general like cinematography of the film, right? The general shot, but like the actual creature effects, maybe not so much. So, but it's not a dominant force in the movie. It's just, I mean, it's a thing that they introduce, but it's not a film that's like persistently and pervasively like them constantly fighting these aliens. It's not one of those films where they're, where the aliens are in every single sequence. So I'm about as close to center as possible. This is when I always wish that there was. I don't know that there's a stage of tomato that's between fresh or rotten. I kind of acknowledge that. Kind of wish there was though, like a baby tomato. Is there like still on the vine? Is there like a could go either way type of thing? No, because then it wouldn't be rotten. It wouldn't be headed towards rotten. It would just be, oh God, what is? You're either fresh or you're rotten, right? That's why they chose it. Is because there is no in between. There's no tomato that's like, well, it's okay. It's not quite fresh, but it's also not rotten. I don't think this one was rotten. I'm torn, guys. I'm gonna be generous because Luke Evans needs more films in his life, and I'm gonna give this a 6 out of 10. And I'm gonna go fresh. I think I'm too kind sometimes, but god damn it, can we give Luke Evans better roles, please? He's very good in this, and the girl is too. And the stuff that they did was excellent, and I love that part of the movie, and I'm gonna focus in on that. And yes, I should. Part of me wants to go kill it with fire, and it doesn't have audio description, that movie. But there was this sweetness, and there was a great dynamic between those other two that just it sat right with me. Like that's the thing that I would point to and say, nah, I like that. With or without audio description, I picked up on that relationship between those two, and I liked that. I thought that was interesting. I thought that was well acted. I thought those two were doing a good job, and that's most of the movie. I mean, they're the number one and number two characters in the film. So, yeah, we're gonna go barely fresh on this one. I know that's not like a ringing endorsement, but I live in a binary world. Thumbs up, thumbs down, fresh, rotten, yes, no. I can't do maybe anymore. I can't put it in the middle and be like, ah. So, there you go. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. And I will see you guys on the other side of the broken world.